call the meeting to order. The first order is approval of today's agenda with the understanding there's a modification that we don't have everybody here, so therefore the old business is not part of it. So do I hear a motion to approve today's agenda?
So moved.
Seconded.
It's approved. Next one is to approve the minutes of...
Could you just
sorry.
call for all in favor, I think.
Oh,
so
I'm sorry.
that's
All in
okay.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approval of the minutes from our last meeting.
I move to approve the minutes from last meeting.
I second.
We have a vote here. All in favor, say
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, approved. Our next order of business is new business.
I'll take this, the new business. So we have two job descriptions that we're requesting to update minimum qualifications. The first is senior mechanic. The changes there, we've added must pass a physical examination and a background check as prescribed by the city. All CDL personnel are subject to federal motor carriers random drug and alcohol program. And then the second portion is just an update to the residency portion. Previously, the language was in there about residency, but there are, we've added language to match our other job descriptions. So must become an Iowa resident within 2 years of hire date and maintain residency throughout duration of employment. So would request your approval of the update to those minimum qualifications.
Wasn't there a requirement for the CDL or the, okay, they weren't required to have a CDL before.
They are required to have a CDL. This is for a physical and a background check. So the senior mechanic has typically been a promotional position. So we're taking a current City of Davenport employee who has already been through a background check and a physical. But should we ever need to do an entry-level exam, we wanted this language to be clear for a new applicant or a new hire that they would have to go through a background check and a physical examination. And would be subject to random drug and alcohol screening.
Now, a physical exam, they're required to take a physical exam to get a CDL. So this is the same or different, or?
This is the same as other positions, yes.
Okay, so it's the same as a CDL exam, or does the city require more?
The city requires, no, there's not more that's required.
Okay, so the fact that you have a CDL, you've already passed the physical.
This is more of a pre-employment physical that they would have to pass before they would come to the city.
No, which I don't have a problem with it, but I guess I don't understand the difference between a CDL physical.
You're talking about a medical card?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Okay, so it's kind of just a redundant.
Right.
Okay, and then,
I just have a quick question. And,
Sure.
And it's just for my own interest. Are all personnel with CDLs now required to undergo a federal, are they under the guise of the federal government as well, the federal guidelines on drug testing? Is that something new? It's
No.
not. Okay, I was just curious. Because I know with interstate commerce, they may go across state lines or something like that, so the federal government comes into play at that point.
Yep, there's different categories under FMCSA, but that's not anything new.
Okay, all right, thank you.
okay, any other questions? Okay, do we have a motion to approve this one?
So moved.
Seconded.
A vote? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved.
Moving on to senior stock clerk. This is another job description that we had reviewed and come across. And so there are a few changes to this one that we're requesting. The first is to the education. We reviewed, this is part of a job class family. So there's a stock clerk, and then what you're reviewing today is a senior stock clerk. The stock clerk requires a high school diploma or equivalent. The next step up would be this senior stock clerk, and it required less education. So we wanted it to be similar, at least the same level. There is more experience required for a senior stock clerk. We're not requesting to change that, just to have the education be the same. Beyond that, the driver's license is just more of a change to updating the language to make it consistent with other job descriptions. And then again, adding this requirement that they must pass a physical and a background check as prescribed by the city. Any questions on that?
So they don't have to have an Iowa driver's license.
Once they obviously move into the state of Iowa, yes, they would, but they have some time to move in. So if someone applied from the state of Illinois and wanted to get a position, they have 2 years to move into the state of Iowa. So no, they initially, if we were hiring from the outside, no, they would not have to have a state of Iowa license. But once they move to the state of Iowa, this is a promotional position. So typically it's a promotion and it would
Yeah.
already be an employee with a state of Iowa license. But if we ever had to do it as an entry-level test, that would be considered that they could have a different state. I'm saying state of Illinois because obviously proximity.
And then I guess the other question would be the first one. So for the entry level, they don't have to have a high school diploma.
They do.
They do. So this is a
Yes.
change. But in the past, you didn't necessarily have to have one to hold this position.
For the entry-level the entry-level stock clerk, there is a high school diploma requirement. For the senior stock clerk, the next step up, previously, there was not a high school diploma requirement. It was successful completion of high school level courses in math and reading. So we're making them consistent.
Okay. Had that one been, the entry level, had that been changed very long ago, or this is just updating?
I don't know the answer to that. This is just making them consistent. It hasn't in my time here, but that's only been in the last 8 months, so.
Okay. Okay, any other questions? Then we need a motion to approve this.
So moved.
Seconded.
A vote to approve them, say aye. Aye. It's approved. No old business. So we now go to the certification lists. Good morning.
So the first list that we have today for approval would be our equipment service worker. This is an entry-level position in the Fleet Division of Public Works. The written examination was weighted at 100%. Our list is ready for certification. We do have our salary range listed, and this is part of the Teamsters Union. So for this position, the minimum qualifications are 1 year experience or training in servicing automotive equipment or an equivalent combination of training and experience. They must possess a valid Iowa commercial driver's license and maintain that throughout the duration of employment. Must pass a physical examination and a background check as prescribed by the city of Davenport. And again, must become an Iowa resident within the 2 years of hire and maintain that residency throughout the duration of their employment. We did have 12 applicants. 5 candidates were qualified and they were invited to participate in the written examination. 2 did not show. 3 candidates passed the written examination and 1 did fail the background check. We do have 2 candidates on the list to be certified. Then I'll move to our stats. Do we have any questions regarding the equipment service worker position?
Are the 2 who made the final cut, are they internal currently?
No, this is an entry-level position and they are external candidates. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Okay, I'll go ahead and move on to our next list, which is our lead plant operator. This is a promotional position in the Water Pollution Control Division of Public Works. The written examination was weighted at 100%. Our list is ready to be certified. Our salary range is listed, and this is part of the Teamsters Union. Our minimum qualifications, they must possess certification as an Iowa Grade 2 wastewater treatment plant operator, have 2 years of experience monitoring and controlling equipment in a water or sewage treatment plant, or an equivalent combination of training and experience, possess a CDL Class B license with air brake endorsement, which must be maintained throughout the duration of employment, must pass a physical examination and a background check as prescribed by the city of Davenport, and again, must become an Iowa resident within 2 years of hire and maintain that residency throughout the duration of their employment. We had one applicant. The one candidate was qualified and invited to participate in the written examination. The candidate did pass that examination and is on the list to be certified.
I have a couple questions.
Sure.
One is that, so if you were just a plant operator and you are not applying for a lead position, do you have to periodically take a physical examination, or you're fine?
No, you do not have to periodically take a physical examination.
So then why would you require the lead person to take a physical examination? Is there an incredible difference between what one person's going to do and the other?
With it being promotional, they would not need to take that physical examination, but this is something very similar to our current positions that you just approved to update the minimum qualifications. If it needed to go out entry level, we want to make sure that it is clear for that entry level person that they would be required to take that physical for this position.
So then if I have a person who's been there for 5 years and their health is deteriorated, and they're applying for this lead plant operator position, and I have a new person who's applying for it, the only person that has to take the physical is a new person, a new applicant?
So typically, and in this instance, it was a promotional exam. So for promotional exams, only current employees could apply for that position. So if they were a current employee, and in your example, if their health was deteriorating, no, we wouldn't make them take a physical exam. That would be a whole different thing if there were concerns or they were unable to perform their work. That would be a fitness for duty separate from the hiring process. If there were no qualified internal candidates, then it would become an entry-level exam, and then external applicants could apply. And that if they were coming on for the first time to be employees of the city of Davenport, yes, then they would have to take a physical exam.
Okay, so the only way you can apply for this lead plant operator position is because it was promotional?
Internal candidates, yep.
Okay.
Any additional questions?
Then, do we have the motion?
Oh, do you want to go ahead? We have stats.
I'm sorry.
Okay, anyone? Now you're free to, yes.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve these two certification lists?
Seconded?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, Allison has a new person to introduce.
I just wanted to introduce to the commission our new HR assistant, Andrea Moss. She's
Hi,
been
Andrea.
She's been here with the city since August 23rd, and we're very, very excited to have her on board. So you'll be seeing her face here at the meetings, and just wanted to take the opportunity and introduce her.
Okay, I have a motion to adjourn the meeting. Anybody?
So moved?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.